I scared the kitty. Kitty's laying on my lap. I can't show you the kitty because they ran away. But I scared the kitty. Hey, Leo and Colleen. Steven, I think, is here. Dark Wolf. You guys were just having all kinds of chatting up. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm not entirely sure what we're all going to have with leftover pizza. Either that or I'm just going to make something fresh. I'm going to go ask a kiddo something. Hey, Christopher. I'm going to go ask a kiddo a question, and that's going to determine what we do for dinner. Now, pasta sounds kind of good. We were discussing the mortality of glitter bombing Batman. Oh, definitely. Hey, Tobias. Tobias.
What?
Can you have Raven come here? I also need to turn that off, or lower the, or have it go through your headset at least. I did a bunch of things I needed to do today, including mowing the lawn. Yeah, you guys. Don't have the cord just hanging out like that. It's a good way to break that cord, and that cord's attached to the charger. Stop using that charger like that. Do you want some pasta?
Like me?
Mm-hmm.
I can't help you today.
No. I will make the food. Pasta, some vodka sauce, tomatoes, some fresh veggies. Okay, I'll get up and make some food. So that's what we got.
What the fuck are you? Are you live?
Yeah, I'm live because I didn't do breakfast live.
I can't wait.
My child. My child. Kiddo living dangerously. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's get you connected to the stand. Get you into the kitchen. Turn on some lights. Now, I didn't plan on cooking. But it's a relatively easy dinner. So, first things first, we're going to clean up our cutting board so we can have some fresh veggies. It's not that I leave my cutting board dirty. It's that stuff gets put on the cutting board. There we go. So I got to give it a quick wash. Don't leave your onion in plastic. Otherwise it grows. Got some good roots there, though. I've got other onions that should be fine. Like I just barely bought a couple more regular onions. So, first things first. Let's find something that I can put this onion in. What'd you put in here? No idea. Thankfully, it don't matter. There we go. It's a little bit big for it, but it's just going to sit there for a few minutes. We're going to set it up here. We're going to let it soak up some of that water while we're busy. And I'll go out after the stream and I'll take care of that onion. And if I don't, oh well, it'll suck up all the water. And then we'll go plant it and we'll have ourselves some stuff, some onions later on. Also, I ran out of tortillas. There we go, all the same. And I'm gonna make them because I got a press. So I'm gonna use that. Did I just cut an onion when I have one? Shit. Alright. It's alright. Don't reuse. No cross-contamination. It's okay. I was gonna use the whole onion anyways. So we take half of the new one. We put it out. Whoops. We're gonna make some pasta today. Mind you, not from scratch. Wonder if I can show you guys how fast I can go while still being safe. We go like that. Put some weight on that. Let me. Okay. Don't show off, kiddos. My knife is not as sharp as I would like it. So, sharpness with a good knife matters quite a bit. And you could tell where it got stuck. And ripped it. Now, if I'm right, it's the only thing I need to cut. Unless, hey Raven, do you want some peppers in this to use them up? No. How about some? Yeah, we'll have some regular tomatoes. Use them up. Get about 5 or 6 of those. We're gonna go this. I don't need your help. Thank you. Be nice to your robot. There's 3 of them anyways. We got some we got meatballs right here. Let's turn on the oven for about 350. To cook some lasagna on top of that sheet, so you know it's clean. It's just always keep your tools in peak performance. Yeah, well, I don't know where my sharpening stuff is at now. I got this bad boy right here. It's not. It's very sharp. I can show off again with this one. Have you sit on something heavy, and we go here. Right? No, can't. There you go. You're over here. All right. Right here. Okay. All this will get sauteed at the same time. Some of these are very, very, very thin slices. So I'm cutting through seeds as well. Tomatoes. Can't quite see you guys when you when I have the camera pointed down like this. But a good ceramic knife does wonders. Okay, so get you pulled up here. Oh, it's spicy. All right, great cutting technique. Well, it helps that I went to culinary school. I just kind of like you're supposed to do the cat's paw, right? That hurts my arthritis though. So do the cat's paw if you're able to. It's just, yeah. Need to treat them gently. Yeah, no, ceramic knives. You gotta, you take care of them, they'll take care of you for until they break. Don't use them on anything stupid. They'll pretty much be good. Oh, there we go. We went to Dollar Tree and they had Arizona blueberry white tea. We didn't even know this was a thing. And I want more. Like, it's not, I was like, it grew on me. It's very light tea, right? It's not very strong, but it is just got enough flavor that's like, oh, this is kind of nice. Especially when it's cold. Now, when it's not cold, I could live without it. But cold, good. If I scared anyone, I apologize. All right. Now here's how this is going to go. We're going to clean this pan, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to clean this pan, hang it up, and I'm going to use my pan that I use for sauce making. We're going to saute the onions in that pan. Slowly. Very, 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 very slowly. We're going to do what's called a true saute. The water is warm. No problem. Stuff stuck on here. I wasn't feeling good the day I made the put food in this, and then it got shoved to the back, so I didn't see it, and I forgot about it because ADHD sucks. So now I gotta soak that. Then, Raven, what kind of pasta are we doing this with? Don't care type of pasta. Let's see what we got. We got panini, penne. We got elbow. And we got scatty. That's about it. Don't have a whole lot. What do you guys think? I don't have bow tie. I don't like if I do, it's downstairs somewhere. Bows. You want to go on a hunt for bow tie pasta? We can look for bow tie pasta. We can look for bow tie pasta. Let's go on a hunt for some bow tie pasta. We gotta wait for the pan to soak anyways. Yeah, if we can't do bow tie, that's what we'll do. We'll do penne. We'll do some penne pasta. Oh, my knees. Don't get old. And if you're already old like me, I feel your pain. Alright. Got some giant shell pasta. Don't need that. Nope. That's mostly just canned goods over there. Got some egg white pasta. Got some jello. Take some jello upstairs. We got more spaghetti. Got some egg white pasta. Got a big giant box of penne. Damn. I was really hopeful. This is where it would be if we had some. Well, I guess I don't have any more bow tie pasta. That sucks. There's an empty box. I can get out of there and stop contributing to the mess. I'm gonna grab a V8, share a V8 with my kiddo. I'm not gonna do the head smack, could have had a V8 thing right now. Anyone remember those commercials? Could have had a V8 smack. Or it'd be smack, could have had a V8. It got more and more ridiculous as time went on. Does anyone remember the commercial? They had to take it off the air relatively quickly because people thought like they killed the actor with it. Where they launched the can after he said could have had a V8 and it landed on his head. The reason why I had to get taken down is because the whole commercial didn't get played. And the whole commercial, you see the guy get back up and drink the V8. But the whole commercial didn't get played. Alright, so we got to do penne. Yeah. Move it. Just the random singing, huh, bud? Oh, you're gonna be a bitch to clean that. Alright, well, so good for a little bit longer. We'll go ahead and get started on other shit. Alright. So we're gonna do penne. You didn't realize that's why it vanished so fast? I got curious and looked it up. I got curious one year because I remembered and I was like, oh yeah, whatever happened to that? I don't remember if it was US or overseas that had them pull it, but they pulled it universally regardless. It's just one of those things where it's like, okay. All right. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to fill this up with water, and then we're going to boil this, and then I'm going to get my saute pan, and then we're going to go from there. So, I'm still going to wash the pan. It's being annoying. Also, don't spin the pan and do tricks with the pan while there's water in it. If you do decide to do tricks with the pan, that's on you. I cannot stop you from doing it. I do not suggest it. I've had more than once where I bunked myself in many different places from doing spin tricks with that. Also, I may have once or twice spun it with water in it without remembering that there was something in it. I got some garlic bread too. I think it's pretty good. Oh yeah. We're gonna turn this into some good stuff too. So this is the pan. Why were you sticky? Who put you up while you were still sticky? Because it wasn't me. There's entirely the chance that I got sticky while I was sitting up there. But I don't think it did. Now we get to do the fun thing. It has water in it. Oh no! Oh, my phone activated because of the water. Oh, right now it's on the back button. I can't touch my phone. I can't highlight anybody's comment. There it goes. Now I can. +3 cast. I could. Okay. No one do what I'm about to do. No, don't do that. Do not do what I just did. That is a very, very heavy cast iron pan, and if that fell, it would have done probably more damage to the floor than the pan, depending on how it fell. So I can do that with a bigger cast iron. I'm not going to. I have a bigger, famous last words. I have a bigger cast iron to do that. I do. I'm not going to. It's all the way downstairs. All right. We're going to set this to a low 2. Let the pan warm up. Then I'm going to put butter in it. And then kind of go from there. Our oven is to temperature. And these take a good 20 minutes before you got to turn them. So, where's my... There it is. I know you all love this part. Oh. My thumb's healing, by the way. One of the reasons why I was able to do that. Don't at me about using frozen meatballs. I can make my own, I just choose not to. For one, that's expensive. Like, I kid you not, for the same price as it is to buy just the meat, I can get the same amount of meatballs that are pre-seasoned and everything. I was like, ah! It saves me the effort. And if it costs the exact same, it's the reason why I don't make lasagna most times. Because most times there's no point. Most times there's like the ingredients, electricity, gas, Everything that it would take to cook it, just ingredients on average. Weighs about 10 pounds. I can still do it. Probably not for very long, though. All worship the epic oven. Levi OnlyFans. Somebody want to clip me flipping the pan all around, you can do that. That's by all means. Remind me, share it with me. I'll go download the clip if it lets me download just the clip. All right. Take out that butter. Get the other butter. Oh, shit. Oh, I need butter. I hate eating butter. Hate it. Can someone... Kane! Here's a little something. Massive fan of what you do. I know it's not much. It's awesome. I know it's not much, but I'd be more than happy to support the channel. You are awesome. Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you. All right. Kiddo.
What?
Can you have Raven message me on Discord that I need to buy butter? Add butter to the shopping list. Something like that. Like homemade lasagna better, and I make 3 at a time. Well, yeah, if you make a ton, but I don't have the space anywhere at all, ever, to make a bunch of lasagna. And lasagna is like once every 3 months, if that we decide that we want it. So there is literally no reason for us to make it in advance because it will sit there and get freezer burn before we actually eat it. Even if I were to vacuum seal it, and vacuum sealing it would be hi, killer. Hi. I'm not opening the window today. Sorry, bud. All right. So let's go put that butter in the pan. You know, it's Depression era when you take the wrapper, you get all the butter off the wrapper. Sucks to think about. The lasagna gets stored somehow. I don't know how currently because Pat's it now. What's up, bud? No, I can't add you. Add any time. Anything. Until at least I go downstairs. Yes, don't worry about it.
You need what?
We need butter. Just need a reminder section. I need to go and add butter to the shopping list. I buy butter in bulk too. Like I go and get it from like Sam's Club or something, and I put 3 things of it downstairs in the freezer and 1 up here. I don't buy. I used to buy a lot of it because I wasn't worried about it too much. But we're in a new home, and I don't know what's going to happen if we lose power and how long it would take to get said power back on. So I'm being very careful right now until I either A, have a backup generator, if I don't have the money for that, then I can at least plug my freezer in and keep it alive. Or B, I know how long power would be out on average. Now, the other house, power could go out for about 3 days before the power company would be like, hey, we can do something for you. I had a time where I had to actually contact the power company about the loss of food, only to find out that I had to go through my insurance company. And my insurance company was like, well, you have to go through them first. And I'm like, they told me I had to go through you. Oh, well, then you're not covered. And I was like, aha, that was $500 worth of food. Gone. Insurance company was like, well, we can cover it, but you have a deductible. And I was like, okay, what's the deductible? Guess. They didn't tell me to guess. You guys can guess. There was no point in increasing my insurance. What was the fucking point of insurance? Anyway, you should do a food cooking thing with any of the characters. I could. If I ever, yeah, 500. My deductible is 500. I have since lowered my deductible, but it's still like 250. And on average, it's not worth increasing my insurance for that. It's just not. Okay. Great thing about Pan, not worried about it. Now it just does its thing. Remember this? This was used to cook bacon. We're gonna clean that. My insurance is like $1,000. Yeah. I pay a little bit more for the lower deductible. And that's kind of what insurance. I've got Richard's insurance. A lower deductible was $2 extra a month. And it was like turned out to be like $8. And I'm like, I can afford $8. But I kid you not, to get a zero deductible, it's like $30 a month. And I'm like, why does it jump up? And I was like, Makes no sense. I want a chainmail scrubber for this thing. Awesome. It's funny, over time, my pan has gotten smoother and smoother and smoother because of how I clean it. The pitting is getting less and less and less, which is awesome. Because usually what they used to do is they used to basically just sand these things down until they were smooth. Hey. Yep. Where's she working? Turn, bitch. What the hell? Turn. Push up. Well, that's a hunky-dory problem. I can't get that back burner to work because I can't get the damn thing to turn on. But I need a... Fuck it. Yes, there and go with the oven. Why don't you turn it anymore? I'm going to have to pull this thing apart later on and figure out what happened. Add a bit of pepper, salt, with iodine because it's a necessary ingredient in your life. If you want more salt after you've added the iodine salt, a pinch of sea salt or something like that is fine. All right. Garlic will get added after it's done sauteing. And then I will add sauce and tomatoes. I should have a can of tomatoes. I do not. Thought I had a can of tomatoes. I don't, so we're going to cut up a couple more pull my toes. My taxes this year are $500 on the house at least. It was lower than $1,200. But what if I don't like the taste of iodine? What if you don't like the taste of iodine salt? Then you don't like the taste of salt. Iodine has no taste. If you can taste iodine, I'm more curious about like your health. You shouldn't be able to taste iodine unless you have something seriously wrong with you. Like, I don't mean mentally and whatnot. I mean like, health-wise. Iodine is supposed to be flavorless. Somebody who has a actual super taster, the more taste buds thing tested. I haven't been tested since COVID though, so that might be something. You shouldn't taste iodine unless it's in a very dangerous quantity of it. I have hypersensitive taste buds. Yeah, I got tested for it. You can buy the test online too if you want to, but like it shouldn't have a taste. It's not supposed to have a taste. Iodine is not supposed to have a taste. Iron will have a taste, and if it tastes brown, you're tasting iron, like straight up, and that could be coming from something else. But salt that has iodine in it, iodine, whatever. This doesn't have a taste. You should not be able to taste this other than salt. Nope. It's not supposed to have a taste. On average, you're tasting salt. And if your salt tastes off, it means your salt has been contaminated on average. You're tasting salt itself. No, I guarantee you it doesn't. If you got sea salt and that doesn't have the same taste, and that sea salt says that it's been iodine, get rid of the other salt. It got contaminated with water. But salt isn't supposed to have a taste besides salt. Yeah. So do I, Levi, M smell too? Yeah, I can smell. Really. I suppose that, yeah, unless you're like, I guess if you get, I guess I've never, I've never had iodized salt have a taste besides salt. I don't know what to say. And I've bought some pretty cheap salt. I don't know what to say. I can taste my sea salt gas. No, you can't taste gas. You can, like, you're not even supposed to be able to smell gas. There's few people who can smell gas. And what they're smelling isn't gas so much as like the chemicals in the air reacting to gas, which is really weird. Yeah, no, certain things you're not supposed to smell. And like everyone's like, oh, but I know what gas smells. No, what you smell is the molecules of gas reacting with oxygen. That's what you're smelling. You don't smell the actual gas. And by the time you quote unquote smell gas, it might be too late. Okay. I can also get some taste from it. That's correct. Actually, that's hugely correct right there. So if you put salt, let's say with lemon, right? In the same container, your salt's going to have a lemon taste to it. Salt will absorb other flavors around it. Like this salt tastes like salt, but it also tastes old because it is. And I haven't kept it in an airtight container, and that's on me. Ow, 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 ow. Careful rubbing your eyes when you're messing with one. Alright, we're going to turn the oven down to about 275. Increase temperature on the water. Give my onions a stir. They are very, very, very slowly cooking. I've still got some crisp, but now they're limp. Starting to get a little sweet, which is good. Yeah, I just did stupid. Never put salt packages in your trouser brackets, yeah. But yeah, no, you shouldn't taste that stuff. If you can, it's usually either your salt or you got something going on. I would say if you can afford, like honestly, the reality is your salt probably picked up the taste. So go grab some brand new iodine salt, brand new, spanking right off the shelf. Taste that out of its package, not in something else. Don't pour it into something else. Taste it straight from the package. If it still tastes off, go get yourself tested. Quick and easy way. However, if it tastes like salt, right like that, check what you put your salt in. If you put it in something and you take a taste and it has a taste, it's that container. Like let's say you had a salt shaker, you put it in there, you pour it out, and all of a sudden it has that brown taste or whatever. There. Levi says that they have. Slayer, I'm also picky about fast food salts too. Fast food salt is weird. Hope you're not a witch. Hope you. Keep watching. Unfortunately, I have to go to work, says Diane. I hope to catch you next live stream. Absolutely. Probably be live Monday. Chris wants to go live Sunday. We'll go live Sunday, but otherwise, Monday will be next time. Because I go ahead and take off. Because I'm live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I don't go live on the weekend unless he wants to. I'm like, no. There's got to be at least a couple days where my kids have me to themselves and there's not like a planned live or something else like that. I've got to at least have a couple days. So Sunday's kind of a flip-flop day. Tobias, you want some V8? Gonna have pasta with stuff. Sauteed vegetables. But does he weigh the same as a duck? I don't know. There we go. Pasta water is doing good. Onions. Looking good. The meatballs are looking good. We're gonna do a penne.
Okay, Harry smells it, so.
That would probably be the meatballs, kiddo. It's dry. No, it's not. Never mind. I'll stick it back in. Need more. Yeah. There we go. Some Veronica sauce. With some regular sauce. Because me and Raven likes a bit of vodka sauce, but everyone else does not. We found that if we mix it, they can't taste the difference. It's Friday, right? Yeah, certain things aren't tasteable by humans. You just don't have the receptors for them, says Stephen. What are we talking about in regards to that? Stay with the salt that doesn't cause overstimulation because of the off taste. So, Levi, there's a thing, though, that you need. So, that is a necessary nutrient. Necessary nutrient. If you're getting it some other way, great. But that is necessary. And if you're not getting it, it could cause a whole slew of issues that you might be having because you are lacking it. But if your doctor says you're good, you're good. I'm not going to, who gives a shit? You listen to your doctor, not me. Oh, Dark Wolf. I see what you mean. So, this part is true. No matter how good your taste or smell receptors are, there are certain things that are not perceptible by humans, period, even by those that are hypersensitive or super sensitive. And they have tested this with people who have been tested scientifically in a lab, not like home testing, but in a lab, whose job has become being these super testers and smellers and stuff. That is still a biological thing that we just simply have not gotten past yet. Thyroid, yeah. Fights radiation damage and something. It's a thing that he made. Look at that thing that he made. Now, I'm not saying screw it out of the way. I'm not saying that you can't smell or taste something that you can smell or taste or perceive, because I'm not you. But it very well could be something that thing is reacting to, like the reason why we smell gas. Hey. More pasta than what we need, but oh well. I need to hope that these are clean. Yeah, I did run them. Awesome. So, for instance, most people cannot smell legumes dry. Now, there are humans who can. I can. I don't know why, and I'm not saying like each legume has its own smell. It kind of depends on like what you stored it in. It will pick up that smell. So if I know what each legume that you're going to have me smells like before you decide to switch it up, I can then decipher what each one of those is. But it's not the legume I'm smelling. I'm smelling what is effectively on the outside of the legume, on the outside of the meat. Stevens. Schmarkles. Yeah. There's a creator. A lot of science stuff. Really awesome. His name is Kyle, but I can't remember the name of his channel. I don't need to do another smell challenge. I had a smell challenge when I was in culinary arts, and I passed it with flying colors multiple times. By the way, buddy, you can have the rest of this V8 if you want. I'm waiting to cut the bread and do things with the bread. There's a good example of like people with ADHD and stuff like that being more sensitive. We can, on average, those on the spectrum can hear and smell electricity. What they're smelling and what they're hearing isn't electricity. It's the electricity reacting to the earth around it. What you're smelling is the dust or something getting burnt off from that electricity. What you're hearing is it traveling through whatever the medium is. And so we dumb it down and say, oh, well, I can hear and smell electricity. No, what you're hearing and smelling is much more fine-tuned than that. And that's actually even cooler than smelling, tasting, hearing, or whatever electrical components. Because that means you're hearing it travel. That means you are smelling it burning something that is almost imperceptible to most people. Ozone is a good example, yes. And that's nuts. 60 cycle hum, yeah. But it's the, for lack of a better word, it's the actually type of thing. Actually, what you're hearing and smelling is this, right? That doesn't sound nearly as cool as like, well, here's the cool thing. What you're really smelling is the ozone burning. What you're really hearing is it traveling through the wires, that kind of thing. And that's so much nicer than actually. Something like 70% of taste is carried by smell. Yep, it is. You're correct. Different places, lightning smells different. Europe has a different sound, different sounds to the walls. We humans are amazing at times. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's incredibly cool the more you think about it. Common equals yes and fun facts actually. That's a good way to put it. Sauteing is coming along nicely. For all that time, this is as far as they've gotten. They've gotten a little bit brown. But I haven't needed to add any more butter because I didn't burn off the butter. And those taste like onions, but like sweet, not too sweet because I used regular white onion. You can totally smell metal. Just depends on what type of metal and what has happened to the metal. For an example, this is stainless steel. Technically, it does not have a smell or taste. However, this pan, because of the way I have cooked with it and cleaned with it, does have a smell. Now, if I were to take this out of the furnace, let's say go and recast it, heat it up really, really well, pull it out, it's going to smell like ozone and stuff like that. Once it's cool, it's going to smell like cooled metal that has a very specific smell. If you've ever forged, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been near a forge, you know what I'm talking about. You ever done welding, you know what I'm talking about. But this has a smell. This does have a taste. Welding is definitely an annoying smell. But I grew up around it. That it's one of those things where it's nostalgic to me now. I don't like too much of it though. Yeah. So and again, it is specific. It's that actually fun fact. It's more specific than that. We can wait for you, man. You're all good. Take the time you need to talk. I'm all about, you're having a hard time explaining something, and you go, hey, I'm having a hard time explaining something. Let me take the time to try to explain it. We'll wait for you. Oh, no. So our noodles are about done. Okay. Noodles are almost done. The water that they're in now will be fine. I need to go and take a small bathroom break. So that is what I'm going to do as soon as I figure out how to do the little pause thing. We're going to hit loop. And I'm going to do the quiet one so you guys don't get blasted with music. Sound good? It should loop. You guys can probably still hear me. Okay. Does anyone else wash their hands twice? Like, you get done with the bathroom, you wash your hands. When you're cooking, you wash your hands a second time. I picked up this habit when I was in college, and it actually got really, really bad. I have OCD, and um, when I was in culinary, they're like, you need to wash your hands constantly. Well, I washed my hands a little too often, and I caused cracking and bleeding on my knuckles because I would wash my hands, I'd do a quick dry, I'd put my gloves on, I would repeat that cycle. I had to go to the doctor. Doctor was like, this is what you're doing. I've seen this all the time. And it's usually with people who are susceptible to OCD. And I was like, oh. So, knowing my mental background, as well as what I was doing, I pretty much had to not wash my hands as often. And that was hard as I was actively in it. And I also had to keep like cream and stuff on it to like repair it because it got bad enough that like it was bleeding. I would flinch or move my hand barely and they'd crack open and bleed. So it was a sanitary issue. So for 2 weeks while I was healing that, wasn't allowed near cutting or cooking the normal stuff. No raw handling food. And then once those healed, I had to like only wash my hands when necessary. What is that? I don't know what that is. Shame. Oh. Why did I get shamed? Use mineral oil. Oh yeah, mineral oil works great. We didn't have access to a lot of stuff, though. I have to oil after washing. My ex would mock that I wash my hands before and after the restroom. A lot of people on Connery tend to do that, though. That's why we have gloves. That's why you have gloves. Wash your hands. Wash your damn hands. Wash your damn hands. Oh, wash your hands. Yeah. You guys probably can't tell, but the color's changed. And we've got a little bit of darkening on some of it now. So now, we're going to drain our pasta. I need a little bit of the pasta water. There we go. A little bit of pasta water. Little bit of pasta water. Does anyone know why I'm keeping a little bit of the pasta water? I don't need to rinse these. These will cool down just fine by themselves. But you, please clean this just. Starch. That's exactly right. Starch. Free starch. Now, why am I keep starchy sauce? Because of glutens. To prevent scorching. No, not to prevent scorching. Not to prevent. Yes, there it is. Levi, pasta water thickens. There it is. Right there. And to work as an emulsifier in the sauce. Yes. So, when you're making pasta and you plan on putting any type of sauce in any type of way with that pasta, if that pasta is not going to continue to cook. There are exceptions to the rule. That's why I said that. Keep a little bit of pasta water. It doesn't need to be a lot. Just a little bit goes a long way. Now, there are other ways to do this if you forgot to do that. You can pull out some sauce, add a little bit of cornstarch to it, and bam, you're good as well. But using this, because it's the same gluten and everything, causes the stick better to the pasta. Now, why would there be an exception like I was talking about earlier? Why you do not need to keep it because what's doing par cooking the pasta. What exceptions to that would it be? What would I be doing with that pasta if I'm only cooking it halfway, but I don't need to keep any of the water whatsoever, even though there's going to be a sauce added to it? No, mac and cheese, you would still do that with. There's something you can do with it. Colleen got it right on the nose. You're baking it. You're putting it in the oven. Making a casserole, lasagna, something like that. That's exactly right. Because you're par cooking, it still has more than enough starch that whenever you go to add it, and it's baking it in general. So there's a lot of different recipes, but the moment you par cook it and you put it in the oven to finish cooking, more of those starches are released anyways. There's no point to keep that pasta water because all you're going to do is water down your recipe. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, my onions are virtually done. They are kind of a golden brown. You can't quite see it here, but they are golden brown with some bits a bit more brown than others. This is where you would add garlic. And if you've got a dry seasoning, I'm not adding this because I've got plenty of seasonings in my sauce. But let's say you wanted to add some St. John wort or Basil. This would be a perfect time to add this into the pan to heat up this stuff. Now, why am I adding this? I'm not adding this today, but why would I add any of these at the last minute, but on pure pan? I couldn't spell fast because kids are still listening. That looks like real food, not virtual food to me, I guess. And I'll talk about St. John's wort, so they don't burn. That's a good way. I will talk more about this in a minute. Careful you don't create a pasta. Yeah, I'm not adding St. John's wort to it, but you can add St. John's wort. We'll talk about that in a little bit. This is a cool little culinary fact for you. You just got to be careful how much you use. But I'm not going to get into that quite yet. The reason why is to bring out the aromatics. That's not really lasagna. Looked at me and like it was the same because they use feta instead of... Feta is good. Feta is a good replacement. I was about to add sauce before I added my garlic and my tomatoes. We're going to add my tomatoes and cook those up for a little bit. You don't need to add... You don't need to avoid it. That's a misconception. I will teach you about St. John's wort in just one moment. The amount that you would need to consume isn't crazy. But you can make a tea. You can eat it safely. I looked it up. I did a lot of research on it because there's good qualities from it. I just don't use it very often because you can have too much. But that's equivalent to saying you can have too much of anything. So now there are more people that are sensitive to St. John's wort. I will say that. But so the reason why you add it, you're pulling out the aromatics. You're heating up the herbs and pulling out the aromatics. That is what you're doing. I gotta rewash my knife. Levi showing his words. But how does St. John's feel that you nibbling on his words? Okay, so from a medical standpoint, St. John's wort has been proven to be an all-natural antidepressant. It's really weird. I didn't know that when I started using it because I started using it as a seasoning. But you can use a fair bit of this. I have to look it back up, but look, you guys can look it up. Nutmeg is actually toxic. Yes, it is. It does have to be dried. You do not want to eat St. John's wort before it goes through like a drying process. And then after that, it is recommended to make it into a tea or put it in with when you cook with it. And you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. Very, very little. I think it's like a tablespoon or something like that. That's St. John's wort. St. John's wort is a seasoning. It's a legitimate seasoning. Too much of it is bad for you. But like you would need to consume a lot of it for it to actually cause you harm. Not that much nutmeg people went to the hospital. Yeah. In fact, nutmeg is probably worse for you than St. John's wort, if I remember right. It just kind of depends on how you make it. For example, tomatoes were once poisonous to humans. The more you know. So I'm going to turn up my heat for about 30 seconds to a minute. I'm going to cook the tomatoes and the garlic together. Once the heat hits where I want it to, mind you, so take a little bit. because I kind of want about a medium heat to quick saute, that kind of stuff. Same with carrots. Tomatoes are related to the belladonna plant. Yeah. Love this shirt. Yeah, I like it too. I keep stealing it from a kid. Member of the Deadly Nightshade family. That's right. It's a natural mood stabilizer, but it stabilizes me in a depressed mood. I've been there. Not saying that that doesn't happen. So, like, you got to be careful with anything you take, like always. While we're waiting on that to get to the temperature I need it to, I'll pull out my bread. I need a bread. Oh yeah, that's where we want to be. Okay. 30 seconds to a minute. No more than 2, considering how much I put in there. 2 minutes would be fine. That's a bit hard. Put the bread in the oven for half a minute. I have to go cut it. It's just like, well, okay. Hi from El Salvador. Hey, why does the fact sound like it's all mushrooms are edible? Yeah, so it's potato. St. John's wort may cause increased sensitivity, bedtime dysfunction in high amounts. High amounts. You gotta have a lot of it though. Using it as a season might be okay, and tea supplements negate my antidepressant. Yeah, that's another thing. So I will say this. If you're on antidepressants, don't take this at all. If you have antidepressants, talk to your doctor before you ever add St. John's wort, because it can negate antidepressants. It can like screw with them. So talk to your doctor before you add this, and like find out what seasonings and everything are actually okay to eat, because some things react. Kind of spaced my stuff. Well, we heat back down. We add our sauce. Wanted to say this too. I've been seeing it on the internet where people are like, well, when you cook with alcohol, all the alcohol doesn't come out. The perceptible amount of alcohol that is remaining within a dish is only scientifically perceptible, which means it will not affect you in any shape, form, or way. You want to cook with alcohol, and you have a problem with drinking alcohol of any kind, you should be fine. However, if it's because of like you shouldn't drink alcohol and you have a coin, you guys know what I'm talking about. Don't cook with alcohol. Speaking from experience on that one too. Like, if you crave alcohol, don't cook with it. It's not a good idea. I've given up cooking with alcohol because I wanted to not use it at all. I just decided to step away from it in its entirety. There's still some things I would like, and I have found ways to recreate them without alcohol, which is really cool. But I don't have the money. It's cheaper to buy a thing of whiskey than it is a tiny chunk of aged barrel to smoke something. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Like, let me have the wood. Don't clip that. I just realized that sounded wrong. Apple juice has alcohol. You're being at it. Yeah, true. Yep. That's true. Alcohol, apple juice does, in fact. Oh, that is such a hard piece of bread. What the heck? Starting to understand why it was discounted. That is a dense piece of bread. Oh, that might not be edible. There is something in there. Well, that's garlic. Full-on piece of garlic in that bread. Full-on pieces of garlic inside the bread. Ah, shit, that's not bad. Hey, Raven, can you come here, please? Shit. Thankfully, nothing on that cutting board. This went bad a while ago.
What?
This right here
Oh.
probably went bad when we bought it. You could smell it. Barely, though. But better safe than
That's very well. I don't like any person who really walks trying to go away. They're the second you eat one time, and something.
What are you getting set on? You were getting all that gunk on. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any bread for tonight. He doesn't need to feed him every single time, kiddo. Okay, let's take a look at something. Nope. All right. Well, that sucks. Keep a little bit of the vodka sauce by itself for me and Raven. We'll just put it on our plates and warm our plates up. So, food is effectively done. So now, that's what I can do. Okay. I'm sad now. What if we channel the reaction through the leftover Folgers? I've lost the conversation, Captain. I'm sad now, but best friend's cousin passed away. I literally just found out. I'm sorry, Dark Wolf. That sucks. That is one of those things that even if you don't know the person, you can be like, "Oh shit, loss of life is still a loss of life." You can sympathize. Sometimes you can empathize. Get some water. I have to make some bread. All my bread is good. Gone. Oof. Dunzo. I gotta clean up on here. What happens when Daddy spends more time outside cleaning than inside? Oh, not even gonna bother with that. Let's see. Turn that off. Open that up. Have tongs somewhere. Tongs. Hugs and condolences. Yes. That's what I was looking for. Tobias,
What? Talk.
chillax a little bit.
No. Oh my god, yes. Yeah, protect the egg. Another one. Oh,
Child is going to be death of me. Look out, fella! Okay. Tobias, I'm not going to tell you again. Next time I tell you, that gets turned off. A little bit of that sauce, because I want it to be a little bit more. All the pasta and everything's hot enough for my vodka sauce. I don't need to do anything there. And your meatballs that I've honestly probably sat for a little bit too long. A little bit of feta cheese. We'll go downstairs. Those are some really big chunks of feta. I didn't mean that. Okay, we're just gonna get all the big chunks. Everyone will be jealous of me. That's fine. Raven! He'll come with me for a moment. Look, when I don't have the light on, you can feel my hair. Dinner's ready. Tobias, dinner's ready. Serve it yourselves.
that's too much work.
Dishwasher's clean. Get them. I'm gonna go downstairs before I hear complaints about dinner. Then clean it. I did run it though. You are capable. There's sponges and everything necessary to do the dishes. Shoot. Can you hand me my cup of water?
You're asking me after you just said that?
Fine, be a dick.
I will. Don't worry. No, I just get my food.
That's the thing. I needed it like now because I was already heading down the stairs while on the stairway. I'm gonna eat downstairs in the office today.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't feel like cleaning up the dining room table off. There's a bunch of extra stuff on it today. Oh, there's a cat down here. No. It's Beach. Go ahead. You can't get out this time. Ugh. swear, the cat being a cat. All right. Cool thing is, here in a second, I'll be able to switch you guys around. I'm down the stairs. I'm down them nice and safe. Be careful going down the stairs. Yes, I know. I'm aware. Okay. I don't need to set up my PC. What happened here? Oh, I guess there was some type of update. Well, so your boss is there to watch you eat, I guess. We gotta wait on my computer because apparently it decided to do an update. We don't want you to something. We don't want you to get hurt again. That's reasonable. Yeah, that's reasonable, understanding. I get that. You guys want to see something cool? The last step. Anything ever seen from again? Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah, food is the only bowl of food I'm eating today. I need to work on that diet. The abstaining from food thing caused more problems than it was worth. It's easier to lower how much I eat than it is to not eat for several hours. Still not eating after 8, but I'll eat. I'll start eating probably around normal marker. So I'll still start the stream at 7:30 in the morning. But I'm not going to be concerned about if I hit the 9 o'clock marker. You know. So this is my food. What have you all eaten? Have you eaten today? Yeah, pretty much. I ran away from the very obvious complaints that were about to take place. Fish sandwich. Universal says chicken quesadillas. Got something yelling at me over here on my screen. Chris looks like he might be on. Maybe add butter. Sit in the cart. No, that's sit in the cart. That'll be good. Items in the wish list are now discounted. You eat yogurt, spicy chicken sandwich. Oh, the lava cronk. You had some vegan soup. People like me, they forget to eat until 5 p.m. Yeah, no, I had a moment where, like, yesterday, the day before, I was having a hard time eating. Day before was ironically easier to deal with because it was like I was constantly reminding myself what I've eaten, what I haven't eaten, and like I need to eat. And then like yesterday, it was the opposite where I was like I can actually eat food, but then I forgot to eat, and then I ordered pizza and ate too much. Nicholas, we are at the point of eating our food. Mine is penne pasta with meatballs. We sauteed the onions, all of them, and some peppers, onions and peppers, bell peppers, sweet bell peppers, small ones, with some tomato and garlic, salt and pepper. And then we added some vodka sauce to that, mixed with some regular mushroom sauce, marinara, mushroom marinara, and turned out really good. And feta is on top. I'm very quiet now. What? How bad? If I go to the stream, how bad is it? It might have just been me talking. Pull up the tubes. Pull up the tubes. And see how my normal talking voice sounds. That's not bad. That's it's not too bad. Not horrible. Not great. That's with my volume set to a little bit below half. So like 25, 30. It sounds very far away. That's because my mic is clear over here. And I don't feel like eating my mic, so I keep my mic at about this distance. My old mic picked up things omnidirectional. This one is directional. And I don't know which direction my mic actually needs to be facing. I think it's right here. Either up top or here. By the way, I'm sorry for everyone dealing with the taps. So I have to actually go back in and listen to that. Yeah. I gotta wait. Okay. Huh. I don't know. I think my mic's cutting it out. I can increase the gain on it so that you guys can hear me better. But move that back down to where it usually is, so it's not in the way. How about now? That sounds a little bit better on my thing. You're jealous of my hair? You guys got a full look of my hair. My hair is growing back. I'm really, really happy about that. For the longest time, you guys don't have fun. You guys don't have fun, but I do. Of my hair just slowly balding in this area, and now it's growing back. Now I have like a weird shaped bald spot that's slowly growing back. But my hairline's been gone for years. I went through my photos, just double checking. I was like, oh wow, my hairline's been gone for a long time. like over a decade. You just don't see it because like usually I have really long hair. The quarter shade of red. Reddish brown, yeah. And my hair can get really bright red though. It's a wonder what water and less stress. I still have a fair amount of stress, but Like we're getting like Rio being able to work full time means that we can afford this house much easier. And then like getting bills paid. The only thing that sucks right now that's hurting the financials is the upcoming vet visit, my therapy, and therapy is not really a huge deal. But the biggest one is like I'm having to pay for like a lawnmower and other stuff. I didn't see the theory, Nicholas. I'm sorry. I did not see the theory. Um, Here it is. No, but you're not too like John. I'm gonna say this. John is the reason why. And we're gonna find out that John is the reason why the current batch of Yamcha were from. We're going to get to see that. I'm hoping we'll get to record that shit. This kiddo has a lot of extra curricular activities, so that's what's taking up a big portion of his time right now. And when the summer hits, it's probably going to be my problem. It's like because the kids are going to want to go do stuff. It's like, yeah, let's go do stuff. I'm going to ask Levi if you can rewrite that. I think I'm already dyslexic as it is, and so I'm trying to reorder that. I'm like, I don't think I can reorder that. No matter how I reorder that, it doesn't sound right. Somebody else may be able to reorder that for me. I'll be like, okay, that's how it's supposed to be. But I'm looking at that. I'm like, I can't reorder that. My brain is not braining right now. I dumped my mowers, or I did dump my mowers 6 years ago, maybe. Okay. Uh, you guys want to hear something funny? If you've got I think it's a 5 horsepower, 10 horsepower, it's a ridiculous. Basically, a riding lawnmower. A riding lawnmower can tow a car. It won't tow it fast, but it will tow a car. Like all you have to do is get the chain tight, have somebody behind, have somebody with the lawnmower kick it on and push, and then just get the car, and you guys will go. As long as that lawnmower keeps moving, you will move that car. Oh, I would pick up mowers from the dump that barely worked for 6 years, and then you'd fix them up. Okay, I did dump mowers for 6 years. Okay, I get it now. I get it. All right. I do that same thing, Levi. So I'm not. I'll have half a. I'll like. Chris knows this a lot. Is that I'll send something, he'll be like, "What?" And I'll be like, "Oh, my bad." I'll have to rewrite it. Just like my brain decides to cut off half the sentence. Yeah, I could totally think. Oh yeah, while we're here, yeah, let's check the mail and see if we got to work on that giveaway stuff. See more orders. Great. Sample credit. Huh. Nothing yet from Comic Con. Might not see anything for a while. Um, but we'll probably go ahead. I'll probably make a video and be like, look, I got to talk to my spouse first before I make the video. But like, tell them I was like, if we get approved for a meetup panel thing, we're going to be there all 3 days. If we don't, probably only going to be there for a day. And like, you can say hi, you can get a picture, but for the most part, I'm going to be there with my family. Yeah, if I can say it. Oh yeah, I do. That's why mixing triples with anything is nasty. Oh, the wrestling coming. How about two problems? Something. Oh, I had a splinter in my tongue. I'll take another bite and see. No hurt. That's not good. Great. So. I might think it sounds weird, but it's not something that bugs me very often, and I'll forget about it. But it's Tobias. I already added the time to your phone. What other time? I'll give you 30 minutes. Bye. He knows to ask me when I'm busy for extra stuff. This isn't a good habit in me yet, but he knows to ask me when I'm busy. Yeah, right there. Bet you anything it's like a small cavity or like something wrong. It's not like agonizing pain, it's just like that sharp little, not even sharp, more like a dull. It's like a bothered. Chris, hey Levi, happy Friday from Philly, like Philadelphia? Are you meaning like the place that you could go out and get a real Philly cheesesteak? Because I'm going to be jealous of that. I've not had Philly in years. Those I mean. I'm jealous of you, Chris. First Lamont, the fact that you can walk out and get the real deal. I'm thinking of that. It costs so much to do it right where I live. Getting the right beetle bone is a pain in the ass. Sorry, but it didn't want me to cuss. Get you out this way. By all means, yeah. What's for anyone here? Yes, Philly cheesesteaks are good, but no. Chris probably knows this. It's all the places that are the holes in the wall or the street vendors. Like if it's on the area that is tourist, it's not going to be a real good Philly cheese. It's going to be a decent one. But like The really good ones are like squirreled away underneath, or they're in like a little alleyway, or it is the street vendors. Street vendors have some good ones. I've had some good ones. There was somebody who came from Philadelphia. Because what they were doing is they were doing a cross tour country thing that they felt like they wanted to do. So I had one. I was like, no, no, no. It was so good. They stayed for a week. That was it. Sucked. Because they went back. Same in Italy. Yeah. Yeah. Not really the same here. Here it's you can find some really good burger places just in the middle of nowhere. There's burger places here mostly. Used to be a really good Hawaiian joint. They got popular enough that they opened up a couple different branches. Food quality dropped. In the hole in the wall area that they gave up that spot, they upgraded. Food dropped down. It sounds horrible, but like if you've got a working mixture of things, you probably shouldn't change it. You know, change it when it's necessary. But if it works, it works. You know? A lot of things got to be fine tuned. Yeah. Used to be a Italian restaurant around here. My old landlord took me to when his wife was like, when his wife passed, that's what things were. They took me to it, and it was a very expensive place. The spaghetti was good. There was no other pasta. To be honest, the spaghetti was fun. Best spaghetti I've ever had in my life. But we tried like the chicken parm and a bunch of other stuff. But that's spaghetti. Come to find out, a few years later, it was a front for mafia. So talk about that. My landlord had connections. There's a lot of reasons why I didn't pursue court stuff. That was one of them. Penne pasta that we cooked up with vodka sauce mixed with regular mushroom marinara. We sauteed the onions the proper way, where you roast for like a half hour. With some, we sauteed them at the same time as we were sauteing peppers, so they sauteed together. Blended the flavors really beautifully by doing that. Last couple minutes, we added our fresh cut tomatoes and some garlic, and of course salt and pepper throughout the thing. And then when I served my dish, I also added some feta cheese and some meatballs. Good luck, Debbie. Hope it's nothing though. That's good. It's very, very good. Kiddos may not like it because it has too many veggies. But I like it. It's great. I'll make 2 or 3 pounds or whatever. It might honestly be. I might have something in the gut because it feels more like a gut issue. I might have something stabbing me there. Spaghetti back in. Should have. Anyone want to know how I grew up? Right here. I don't have Kleenexes. That's a good toilet paper. Good stuff. You guys don't realize I grew up poor. I work commercial refrigeration for something here, changing kitchens in restaurants. I refuse to eat. Yeah, Leo, I had a restaurant that I kid you not. I needed the job until I got a different one. But I worked. I went in there and it was nasty. I cleaned a bunch of stuff. Apparently, it had closed down prior to me being there because of how nasty it was. So it was clean after cooking, but they wanted me to paint. Like I was actively taking orders, and they were like, "It's not busy right now. Can you go paint?" And I literally said, without skipping a beat, "That is not my job." And they're like, "Well, we need you to do that." And I was like, "That's not my job. It's not what I'm here for." Well, then maybe you might want to look into another job. And I was like, "I already have another job. I'll go right now." And I did. I walked out. That was the day I walked out. That was my last day. There was a lot of other shit going on there, but that was like my last day. And this was after getting bum rushed for like a week because of sturgeons, mind you. But I was just like, I'm a chef. I can't have paint on me and cook, especially when I am the only one here. That is not part of my job. Paint and food do not mix. That is a perfect thing to say. I just said, fuck you, basically. But by that time, I had two other jobs actually. Um, so I did not care about leaving. I was already planning on leaving. I was just going to give them a 2 week notice before that. Toilet paper napkin gang. Yeah, just another guy from from lower class tissue napkins. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I say that, and it's like my spouse got me into like using stuff for my face and everything, and I found my little face cleaner thing, so like I'll be able to start doing that before I film it. I take care of my money maker. I'll let it get wrinkly and old. How would you like to shake painted, sir? That's a good. That's a good one right there. How'd you like your steak? Rare, medium, well done, or varnished? That's funny. Oh hell yeah! I still do it. I have a drawer full of stuff. There's no shame in that at all. I have a bag full of Taco Bell sauces because I like their sauce. So I have a bag for it. No, I don't know where it's at. I gave up. Like it's not. I could not find it in my box. I haven't gone through all of the stuff in my box yet. I haven't like dumped it out. I'm slowly going through it. But we looked. We looked for it. I found the lid for this, and I found that cup, of course. Um, but the lid was missing before we packed, so it might not have ever come back. That's not a big deal. If I want to, I could probably go find it. Oh my god, Pizza Runner? Yeah. Wait, are they not? Are they no longer a business? Oh shit! What? When did they close? When did Pizza Runner close down? Will the TP Napic gang approve of this message? It's sad that sounds like I was thinking you were saying something real, and I was like, I took a second. I was like, wait a minute, that sounds kind of good. You know what's weird is if you replace the paint thinner with here's a really cool thing. So pineapple kills meat, like it actively eats you back. It's one of the few things that does that. So replace the paint thinner with pineapple. Don't let it sit for too long because it will disintegrate. Primer would be a mixture of sauces from the steak. Like he takes the steak juice, mix it with sauce. So a side of that to go with your fries as a dipping sauce. And then you could call it that because paint thinner eats things. So it's pineapple juice. So you could call it that, but what it is pineapple juice. It's my brain, the way my brain works with food. It used to work there. I think we ordered there once or twice. Dark Wolf, I'm not going to say that. So for those of you who may not know, Utah is known for some really wonky stuff. But like pizza and burgers are like huge here. We used to have a really good pie with that place when that business too. Paint thinner is equal to pickle juice, kind of good. Rhubarb is similar with meat. No, never tried that one. No pineapple. Pineapple just eats it. So if you ever wanted to make, you don't have a problem with pineapple, you can take a little bit of pineapple, just doesn't need much, and brush it on meat and let it sit for like 30 minutes, and it will tenderize. If you don't want to pound or poke that, poking the meat and letting the pineapple just get into it will give it a little bit of sweet flavor. But you really don't need much. I'm not a fan of rhubarb. I don't mind rhubarb pie, but like I've not had a good rhubarb pie. Maybe I just don't like rhubarb anymore. Maybe though. And I said the same thing about sweet potato pie. I want to if I could place it sold like an amazing sweet potato pie. I want to buy it there. I was like, oh, I'm going to spend some money on it. You have sea salt pickle juice. You have seen sea salt pickle juice strip paint off metal. Damn. Dark Wolf, I will agree with that. 100%. But like with places like the Lucky Slice, and then you have, I'm not a huge fan of Slackwater. Slackwater is pretty good, but there's better places that are cheaper. There's a few places in Salt Lake that are really nice, but I can't remember the names. I don't live near Salt Lake. I live near it. It's just not worth the drive to go up there for just pizza. Like, who's got an RVP there? There's a couple places nearby that do some great Japanese cuisine. There's a place that does really good noodles. A place that does really good sushi. There's a place that does like overall decent. Wendy's Sukiyaki. Dark Wolf, have you ever been to Wendy's Sukiyaki? If you guys ever plan to visit Utah, look up Wendy's Sukiyaki. It's spelled exactly how it sounds. It's the name Wendy's and then Sukiyaki. The place is amazing. It's expensive. It's amazing. If you ever plan to come to Utah, make that a destination trip for a date night or something. It is so good. May have gone a bit heavy on the habanero sauce and the chicken nuggets. Oh, I'm sorry, Leo. Only if it burns twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dirty joke. We appreciate a good dirty joke every now and then. At the same time, not really supposed to be doing them on the channel. I realized what I said after I said it. Well, a good amount of food. Something sticking inside. Yeah, you don't get much better than that. The irony is that it wasn't created in like it wasn't popularized. Italy's pizza isn't even like what we consider pizza. But like they make some good stuff. Sorry. I love your avatar. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Is that AI drawn though, or is it? Problem is making your nose. All right, everyone. I'm done eating. That was a good meal. A bunch of people have eaten as well. At this point, I do not feel like doing anything else. I'm gonna lean back in my chair and let my stomach rest for a few minutes before I go back upstairs, and then get some more water, and I'll hang out upstairs with the kiddos for a while. Italy's where you get the best lasagna in your entire life as well. They've got a lot of good pasta. Digesting is good, yes. So if you just ate with me, spend about a half hour just like letting your body rest before you do anything else, if you're able to. I want to thank you all for joining me. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, nice. Cheese and apples is really good. Really nice snack. And if you're eating enough of it for a meal, by all means, it could be a good meal too. Thank you again. Wish you all peace of mind, serenity of body and spirit, harmony among others. Remember to take it one breath, one step, one day at a time. And until the wind blow your sails my way, have an acme day. Have an acme day. It's fucking good one. Have an acme day. We're attracting blood to your gift. Have an acme day. And remember, have an acme day simply means to have the best day you possibly can have. Night, everyone.